What's going on, everybody? What a day one at the U.S. Open. Crazy, right? I mean, it's nuts. I mean, Homa shot 61 at Los Angeles Country Club in the Pac 12 championship a few years ago. So it's out there, but I don't think anybody's going to do it every day. So I think what we're going to look at and what we're going to see is, some guys going low every day, but at the end of 4 days, I think you're going to see, somewhere in the 6 to 12 under par range. I don't think guys are going to go crazy all day, every day, but it's fun to watch them go low once in a while. So it's out there. It's cool. Seeing my guy Rickie back in the mix is awesome. I've been pulling for him to play well for a while. Uh, um, you know, it's been cool sitting around, loving it when it's on the West Coast. Obviously, golf all day is awesome. It's 11:30 at night. I'm just kind of wrapping up, and that's why I'm out here back in the car. Either out by the pool or in my house. You know, this late at night. So, figured I'd come out here and record a little episode on day one. I've been kind of a little MIA, a little feeling under the weather. Had some issues with my health insurance. I'm not going to get into it, but it looks like July 1 is when I'll finally have it, which wonderful. That gives me 2 weeks to find a doctor, get an appointment, get my medication, start feeling better, then start interviewing, looking for jobs. Fun stuff. I got exciting things in the horizon for myself. You know, it's my own fault. I did it to myself. I had made some plans and changed those plans, and now I have to suffer the consequences for what those plans were. It is what it is. We'll get through it. Always do. You know, yeah, the frustrating part about all of this is, once you get through all the paperwork and the bureaucratic bullshit, it's like 2 days or 3 days. I take my shot and I'm back to being a human being again. Yeah, I'll have swelling and I'll have pain like the normal human being with arthritis, but it's not debilitating like it is right now. Um, Rheumatoid arthritis is a degenerative disease, and every time that I go through this, it doesn't recover. Whatever damage my antibodies are doing right now, eating away at my cartilage, it's there for life. So every time this happens, it's a little worse. I didn't expect it to be this bad. I figured I'd be up and about. Yeah, I thought I'd have my bad days, but I thought I'd have my good days as well. It is what it is. I'm disappointed about the shows that I had planned. It would have been great to play golf with Shannon, who won the 2018 Women's Mid Amateur Championship, but was left off the invite list for the inaugural Augusta Women's Invitational. And I think she agrees with my opinion that she was kind of hosed and left out, and I would love to get her side of things. Unfortunately, I'm just not ready to play golf. Hopefully we'll be up and running, and maybe I can reboot that and revisit it during mid-am season. You know, that's another season that kind of comes a little later on, August and into the fall. So we might have some time to do it then. So who knows? We'll see what happens. But all right, enough about me. Let's get back to the Open, right? Golf course looks awesome. How awesome is it? Right in the middle of downtown, um, even the country clubs in Brookline, which is kind of on the outskirts of Boston, but you don't really see the city at all. It's so many of the famous country clubs try so hard to be hidden and anonymous that they lose views that they could have. But it's pretty cool seeing these guys play with the with Liberty City. I'm not Liberty City, Century City in the background. Um, yeah, it's cool. It's a little different. It's different type of golf than we're used to seeing for the U.S. Open, right? Usually fairways are tight, and if you don't hit the fairways, you're in trouble. This week it seems like the second shot in putting are the premium. I think it's cool. It's a little different. A lot of times you start seeing these tournaments and championships that they scold me if I said tournaments, but you start seeing these championships get into a routine and they get into a pattern, and it seems like the same type of player wins every time, no matter what golf course it is, because of the way they set up the golf course. They're letting LA Country Club shine right now with the wide fairways, and they're making the second shots important. So yeah, guys are gonna make some birdies, and they're gonna go a little low, but it's cool because I think it's just a different way. It gives another type of player an opportunity to win the U.S. Open. I think too often it got to a point where you had to hit it down the middle for 4 straight days, hit the middle of the green and 2 putt for par, and it took away. Um, Creativity is the word you're hearing used a lot when they're talking about around the greens at LA Country Club, right? You know, Too often I think it got too penal for the USGA. If you missed a fairway, the rough was so deep you had no chance, and the fairways were so narrow, guys were missing fairways, so it was like you had no chance. It was almost like battling an uphill fight all day, every day. And now, I think with the way the golf course is set up, you're seeing the better players with the short games, that are gonna rise to the top this week. So again, to each his own. It's just what I'm a fan of, but um, it probably could that's part of my game. I'm kind of scrambling. I hit it kind of all over the place and get it around. So it's one of those things. Obviously, I'm gonna kind of like to watch that, but it is what it is. It's kind of funny. Um, it hasn't been too bad. The coverage has been pretty good so far this week, and the golf course looks pretty damn cool. Not a lot of talk about the traditions and the rules at LA Country Club, which is the way it should be. It is what it is. The rules are the rules, and ask the people that are members there what they think about those rules. Ask the guys on the waiting list that would die to get in about those rules. So you can make all you want about how stuffy it is and this, that, and the other thing, but it is what it is, and that's what makes it so special. Now, you can't do that at every club, but at a place like that, it's special once in a while. Um, it's funny. I thought we're gonna hear 4 straight days of them being in love with the word Baranka, and it was gonna drive me nuts. But so far it's been good. The coverage has been great. They've been you know talking about golf, and the guys are going low, and that Baranka, as they call it, is enough out of play where we're not listening to it on every shot. We're hearing it. It's only on a couple holes, and they get a little too uptight sometimes. I think when it comes to U.S. Open, they try to take themselves a little too seriously. Watching live from, I almost lost the contact a few times from rolling my eyes so bad. So, it is what it is. I get it. They're trying to make TV, but I mean, let's not get carried away. It's still a golf tournament. I mean, I know the USGA wants you to use the word championship, but it's a golf tournament. I think what I like about the setup is LA Country Club is letting guys scramble a little bit. A guy like Rickie Fowler, part of the reason why I chose him as a sleeper was because of the fact that he usually is in the mix, and then all of a sudden he'll hit a drive 4 feet off the fairway and end up making double and taking himself out of contention. And I don't think that's out there this week. I think, yeah, you're going to make some bogeys, but I don't think there's a big number out there. So, I like guys being able to scramble a little bit. So I think he's going to be fun to watch. Mickelson had it going for a little while today, and then I guess he got heckled on like the 9th hole or something like that. Somebody was heckling him. So Rory was on fire, slowed down a little bit at the end, but a little solid 64 out there. It's funny. Both of them are kind of a lightning rod. Phil is getting chirped for being the Live spokesman, and Rory's kind of been getting chirped for being the PGA Tour spokesman. But at the end of the day, I kind of like it. Like both of them, let it fly, right? I mean, listen, if you got something to say and you have a platform to say it, let it rip. Too many athletes and golfers and just people in general just kind of take it, right? Yeah, I mean that's where this podcast came from for me. It's one of those things, I let it rip. I tell it like it is, and if you like it, great. Most of the time, the people that like it are like, "Oh, dude, I love it. Let it rip," and they're all on your side until all of a sudden you disagree, and then you're the bad guy and an asshole until they agree with you again. So it's like, whatever. I don't even care. But I love the fact that Rory and Phil and even Jay Monahan to a point. I think he looks like the sacrificial lamb now, but I mean, let it rip. What's the worst that can happen? You lose and you look bad. It's better than biting your tongue and just taking it. I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of people that do it. And I think it's funny. They react. They're both lightning rods, and you either love them or you hate them. And now Phil's the villain. Just like they said in the movie The Dark Knight, right? You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. Phil's real life for that right now. He's living proof. It is what it is. Um, I hope he plays well. It's going to be fun to watch. You know, it's you got kind of get that live PGA Tour dynamic now, especially since they had the agreement. So that's kind of what you're watching on the leaderboard. So you got DJ. DJ is actually the one that scares me. I think he's the one player right now up at the top of the leaderboard that can make this a non-event by Saturday afternoon. If he shoots 6 under every day and is 24 under at the end, and I think he could do it. He ho-hummed it around 6 under today. So, you get DeChambeau at 3. I'm a little surprised that Koepka shot a bundle. But again, he's +1, and with the big numbers that you can go out and get out there, wouldn't surprise me if he shoots 64 or 5 and is right back in the mix again tomorrow. I want to get excited about Rory's 64. I do. I love Rory. I'm a fan. He's just in contention every week, and it's just something every week. I'm not falling for it again. I think he's going to fall off by the end of the week. I really do, and I hate to say it because I'm a Rory fan. I would love to see him in the mix. I know I picked Spieth. Didn't look good out there today. No birdies at all. I was a little surprised. I thought he would have, the creativity and the shot making around the greens to kind of salvage around. Yeah, I mean, a lot going on in golf other than the U.S. Open around here this week. Mass Open. Guys lit it up over there at TPC Boston. But again, it goes to show, and again, I don't want to take anything away from those guys, but it goes to show two things. One, TPC Boston is gettable. The PGA Tour came in here every year and ripped it up. You see the guys that are kind of one step below, but it shows those guys can play too. A lot of 64s and 5s out there, just like there was on the PGA Tour. The only difference is the tour players did it for 4 straight days. That's all. I mean, it's the consistency of the tour players is just insane. They just day in, day out. You get a guy like Scheffler again in the mix every week. Whether they win or not, it's just insane what the numbers that they put up and how far they hit the ball. So, shout out to my guy Rickie Steinmetz. He's commented on a few of the posts and stuff, and I think he's listened to a few episodes. Low amateur, great playing, bud. I think he was like 4 or 5 back, finished 7 under for the week, which is solid out there. I think he wishes he could have the first round back. That's tournament golf. You can't win it day one, but you can definitely play yourself out of it. So, yeah, it's we'll see. I'm excited to watch the rest of the U.S. Open this weekend. I'm starting to actually feel a little better, to be honest, with soaking my feet. So there's a chance I might be able to get out and about and do some things. But if not, it is what it is. At least finally now I have something to watch. Guys, I'll be kind of popping in and out all weekend. Chiming in on the scores. I don't really have much else to do. So if anybody wants to jump on, or if anybody's interested or has a comment or has something that they want me to talk about, please reach out and let me know. I'll give my opinion on it. I'm not afraid to voice my opinion. So kind of going through the leaderboard, you can probably see if you're watching on Spotify or YouTube, the lights going in and out a little bit. I'm scrolling through the leaderboard, looking at players who are kind of still in the mix. Anybody kind of 1 or 2 under, I would say is still kind of right there. Because again, there's a low one out there tomorrow. It's kind of funny. I woke up this morning. I hadn't slept in a few days, and I finally got a great night's sleep. I woke up around 6:30, 6:45, and I'm excited to turn on the U.S. Open, and there I am. I get tagged in a post of Jacob Solomon teeing off a 1 with my boy Clant saying, "Let's go." And I get to watch the entire morning with him leading. He was 3 under for a while. Actually, I think he might have got it to 4, made a couple bogeys coming in, but a solid 68, 2 under par. His first U.S. Open. He's a nationwide guy. I don't know the relationship with Clance and them. I think it's a caddy thing or whatever, but it's pretty cool to see. You get tagged on a post and you see him kind of cruising around LA Country Club playing well. So wish him the best of luck the rest of the weekend. Yeah, I mean, and there's so many guys in the mix. It's round 1, and the scores are going to go low, and I can't wait to watch. So, I know it's a short episode. Again, I'm kind of licking my wounds a little bit. As much physical pain as some mental pain going on right now with the fact that I'm not able to do anything. It's frustrating. It's boring, and I'm trying to hang on and stay positive for the next couple of weeks the best I can. So I figured I'd come out and rant a little bit, but not time to do a full episode. But never know. We'll chime in all weekend, and I appreciate so much everybody that's been following along. The support has been amazing. The comments have been amazing. It's kind of to the point now where I almost feel like Dear Abby for my former club. The text that I'm getting, I can't go into all of them because then it'll turn into a rant session. The only one I will go into, a texter from a green box, phone number 774 area code, texted me, "Johnny, I've been watching, love the show. And in honor of the comment that you made a few times, he sent me the next text said, I'm trying to remember exactly what it said. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I got it. Oh, I got it. Yeah, sorry. He said, "John, I know you love the BET Cypher, so in honor of the Sod on 17," and then he cut into the YouTube clip of Royce the 5'9" going, "Bye, Rihanna." I'm sorry, that's funny to me. I can't not comment on it. um, it, it, I'm sorry. I don't mean to pick on anybody, but that's funny. And I can tell you're watching, I can tell you're supporting me. So, guys, I appreciate it. Stay tuned. US Open, 3 more days. I can't wait. I'm excited. Let's go.